know something? I think this is interesting. I'm gonna ask you a question. I wanna know the true answer. I don't wanna hear you if you mean it. If you don't mean it, don't say it. Don't scream, don't yell. But if you mean it right now, in this moment, are you guys happy that you're alive tonight? Did you guys hear that? I mean, when you go out and you leave this show, maybe you'll forget the show, maybe you'll forget some of the songs or whatever. I want you to know something. If there's one thing that you can remember, I want you to remember that sound that you guys made together. When you're wondering what's the point, what's my purpose, why am I alive, when you're trying to figure out if you should stay alive or not, just remember a room in St. Louis that you were in where a bunch of people said, you know what, I'm glad that I'm alive. Okay, so remember that, okay?
I'm talking to the kids that I've already had conversations with, either at a show or even online. I've had conversations with these kids, and it's hard to talk to everybody. But this song really was inspired by them, and I wanted to tell them that it's worth it to just keep going. And it sounds really cliche and kind of, I don't know. I mean it. I really mean it when I sit here and tell you that. There was a song that I wrote. It's on a demo type thing. It's out there somewhere. However the kids are getting music these days. And it's called Kitchen Sink, and there's a line that says, "A kitchen sink to you is not a kitchen sink to me." Now this is deep. Ready? This is to sandwich my Dumb and Dumber answer that I had earlier. I feel like our generation of people, we struggle with some things. We struggle with a lot of suicide and depression. And not that I claim to be any sort of professional opinion on those topics. But what I found out is those two issues are really centered around the idea of purpose. What's the purpose? Like, what's the point? We have a lot of questions, big questions, right? And we don't have the answers to those questions. And that can really discourage us as young kids that are wanting answers to questions. So I found out, it's like, well, how can I create purpose for myself? Because I feel like if I had purpose, I'd be able to conquer these two things. And I found through art that you can create the beginning of purpose for you. Not all of purpose, because that's just such a huge thing, but the beginning of purpose can be found by creating something that only you understand. You know, I always try to preface with saying I'm not a professional in this field where I don't know exactly what I'm allowed to say or what I should say or what's the most healthy thing to say. I can just speak from what I've experienced and what I've seen, what I've gone through. And this song is talking about how I think we need to acknowledge the fact that people struggle with these issues, and we need to tell them, I get it. Like, I know you can hurt yourself. I know that's an option. I'm not going to tell you it's not, because I think there's too many people who, hear about their kid going through something and they say, no, don't think about that, think of something else. It's like, no, hold on, let's take this energy, this focus, this emotion that you feel that's obviously negative, and let's try to take it and move it somewhere else. Let's kind of aim it at something else. And so I look at art, I look at music and writing and lyrics and a concert, and I look at those as moments where people can take the things that they're struggling with and really kind of unleash them and pour them out onto this thing. That's helped me a lot.